Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, it seems like the shit is gonna hit the fan. Why? Remember how this guy called Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi prince in charge of Saudi Arabia, supposedly, was from a criminal, became an okay guy, and now he's gonna be again becoming criminal. Why? Because he's not following orders. When he's following orders, he's a okay guy. When he's not following orders, he's not an okay guy. The problem is the conditions in the country, in Saudi Arabia, are the same. Kingdom, subjects. I'm not going to say any more about that. So let me show you this article where Saudi Crown Prince discusses Israel-Hamas war with the Iranian president. Back together. Blood brothers? Not really, but anyway, it seems like. Before this, what happens now in Israel and Gaza? Before this, remember Saudi Arabia almost touched hands with Netanyahu, like a little caress, you know? You know how dogs, when they meet one another, they sniff one another? That's exactly what these guys were in a sniffing process before they go any further. So let me show you this fucking article coming from The Hill. Iranian president, Saudi crown prince discuss Israel-Hamas war. Well, they have contact. Yeah, what's going on, baby doll? He's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Iranian president Ebrahim Raisi on Wednesday talked with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman over the phone for the first time since a deadly war broke out between Israel and the Palestinian militant group Hamas. Mohammed Jamshidi, the deputy chief of staff for political affairs for Iran's Raisi, said the two leaders, and I'm quoting, agreed on the need to end war crimes against Palestine. So on whose side are they? Well, it's an observation that both of these guys are calling it the way they see it. Now, other people might not see it that way, but they see it that way. During a 45-minute call, and I'm quoting, Islamic unity was stressed and both believed the regime's crime and the U.S. green light will cause destructive insecurity for the regime and backers. Regime is Israel's leadership. Jamshidi wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter. State-run news outlet Islamic Republic's news agency, IRNA, reported the Crown Prince expressed concern that Palestinian rights were being violated. Yeah, think. I just made a video a minute ago based on an article where from Yahoo, so it must be true. Yahoo, true, okay, that the Israel's military dropped 6,000. They said the Israeli military said we dropped 6,000 bombs on Gaza. Did you look on the map how big Gaza is? Do you think that those 6,000 bombs were right on 6,000 Hamas leaders or fighters, or were just like, I think this one. I don't think it was different. Look at the surface of the area of Gaza, and you tell me if those 6,000, unless you hit the same spot, that's flattened. And they said they will. I made a video earlier this morning regarding the Israelis saying we're going to flatten that thing. And they just confirmed what I said about 3 days ago. I said these guys are going to go in and going to flatten things out. Or make those guys flee the country, Gaza, and they will remain, they're going to be empty. The Israeli guy who made his claim, he said that they're going to be a tent. That's how it's going to be, just tents. That's a city of tents. That's what he said. I don't think it's going to be a city at all. It's going to be rubble from A to Z, and the Palestinians will run away or will be blown by these good people. All right. Crown Prince Mohammed also said an extensive Israeli response to a Hamas attack last weekend could escalate tensions in the region, according to IRNA. Goes without saying. Saudi Arabia's foreign minister also said the crown prince stressed his country was attempting to halt any escalation in hostilities through a broad international dialogue with world leaders. Only one, and it's Al Capone. If Al Capone says like this and pushes everybody away. No, now this guy's gonna bloody this guy right now. He's gonna do whatever they want, and I'm gonna protect what's going on over there. Retribution, they call it, or justice. I'm gonna push everybody, keep them at bay with my military. Who gets in, I'm gonna fuck them up, and I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? This is a threat to our national security. Israel is our national security. I mean, that goes without saying, but I felt that I have to stress this here in front of you. Anyway, and he emphasized his nation's unwavering stance for Palestinian rights, according to the foreign ministry. They all have rights. They all have rights. A crime is a crime, both ways, but it seems like no. Someone's crimes are not crimes, are retribution and payback, and the other guy's crimes are called what they are, crimes. Iran has faced renewed scrutiny after the Hamas attack on Israel, which killed more than 1,200 Israeli people, including women and children. Iranian forces have long funded and supported Hamas, the military and political group of has ruled blah blah blah. Okay, what was this? Oh, the hill. Okay, now they tell us what they actually wanted us to hear. That these guys are bad dudes here, and we're gonna put them up next. I don't think so. You know, I think that Al Capone is already in the process of making the same mistake empires do, like Roman Empire. You overextend, and when you overextend, you can't control everything. And if something happens in, let's say, in Judea or Palestine, you cannot run to, I don't know, Iberia. You can't go over there. Or you can't go across the Mediterranean in North Africa. You can't, you don't have that power anymore. You don't have that, you can't control everything. It's a critical mass that is reached over there, and after that, you can't control it. It's going out of everything. And the United States, they try, but they can't. They can't because the other guys are not idiots, and it seems like the other guys are fed up. And you know who started that? Russia. Russia started the exposure of United States' balance. United States was creeping too far, challenged Russia too much, wanted to cut its head off. Russia countered it, is not destroyed, and everybody else saw that and said, NATO can't beat Russia. Therefore, Russia is the alternative from the plantation. Let's go, honey. Out of the plantation, going to the Russians and the Chinese. Because it seems like from outside, you know how this guy is already. You know how this guy is. But you go to the other ones who seem to be a better alternative for some who are already punched in the face so many times by Al Capone and his weasels. Actually, Al Capone, not the weasels. The weasels are just over there to get the crumbs. Al Capone dispense them after he takes over with the coalitions, because they're always on coalitions. What's strange is here, I haven't heard yet of a coalition for Israel. It's only the United States that moved in the Mediterranean Sea. I haven't heard, probably they are, the British Royal Navy, maybe the French over there sniffing around, and maybe other idiots. But in this case, it's just the United States. Is that because nobody else wants to jump in? Because the other ones are already overextended in Ukraine? Maybe because Russia says, stay the fuck out? I don't know exactly what the answer is yet. The problem, the reality, the evidence is only the United States moved in, as far as we know. So we'll find out, my friends. The thing is here again, Mohammed bin Salman falls back into terrorist, criminal and all that. And Raisi of Iran did not come out of anything because he's not. These guys want to withhold now the $6 billion that they made a deal with Iran. This is another garbage. Made a deal with Iran with exchange of prisoners and said they're going to give them $6 billion, whatever, to Iran. And now they say we stop the funds because what's happening in Gaza. Vorba as the Romanian would say, "Cere pula cu prefectura." What does this have to do with the other one? Well, you're funding them. And you're funding the other ones, aren't you? Oh, the other ones are the saints. My bad. Well, with this kind of attitude, my friends, people are not stupid. I mean, are to a certain extent, but when that hurts them directly, then they immediately know what the interest is. And they're going to go that's why when you see, for instance, leaders, so-called revolutionaries, and they use the masses, to depose someone else, they usually get guillotined or something after that. Why? Because the masses look for their own interest. And if their own interest is not, fulfilled by the leader that they supported, they will just immediately go on the other side, and that's it. They're gonna dispense. Is that expression? The revolutions always eat their or kill their children or something like that. The same or the people in charge. Yeah, they are doing this right here. You'll see. United States will be isolated right now. That's what I read right here. United States jumped with everything when Israel said, "Let's go." I'm coming. So they came. They gave $3 billion already, and they already sent ammunition and all that. And they brought the military over there. I mean, and I will have to discuss this little thing in a different video. Have you ever thought, where is this inner love between the two nations? Like, oh, we are supporting this forever and ever. Where did it start? How come? It's the only what we stand with no other country. United States will stand with no other country as it does with this. Where did it start? With the Second World War? The United States did not have anything to do with these guys over there. It was the Germans who had something to do. Germans of those times, not the Germans that live now. You're not guilty of anything, my friends. Get the fuck away from that guilt that these guys are hitting you in the head every day. You have no guilt of anything. Did you do anything? No. So if you go like that, don't use the Old Testament. You're guilty to seventh generation, because you're not. Yeah, you're Roman law. That's what you use. Roman law. Anyway, but hey, you're Judeo-Christian. Thank you very much for. So easy. These guys fooled you guys. Fooled us too, but some of us said, wait a second, let me look behind the curtain. Shit! Who? Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.